Good morning. Okay, good morning. Welcome. Here we are together. What is mindfulness meditation? I just posted previously, told you that I'm going to share my answer here. Meditation is important to do every day. Mindfulness meditation is a completely other component that embodies the whole of life. I have my notes here so that I don't miss a beat, because I want you to hear me as the answers are in what I'm about to share with you. So we have what mindfulness is and what it isn't. Mindfulness is all of a range of things, but there's so many misconceptions. It isn't a form of relaxation, a technique, or even a meditation practice. It isn't about doing things slowly or emptying your mind or stopping the thoughts. It isn't Buddhist and it isn't scientific. It isn't easy, but then again it isn't difficult, and it isn't a fad. So what is it? It's not about relaxing. I had shared with you that I had trained with mindfulness stress reduction techniques with Jon Kabat-Zinn years ago. It's a stress reduction course that I embodied over the training, and now it's my lifestyle. And this is what I share with you in the mindfulness meditation classes that I launch online and in studio when I massage you. Some of you get that guided meditation as well. So if it's not about relaxing, then what is it? Mindfulness is just noticing what's happening, including the things we find difficult. It doesn't involve listening to like chimes and pipes or to even escape your worries. It isn't a meditation practice. On a mindfulness meditation course, even though you'll be learning meditation, but mindfulness, as you heard me, is the practice for the whole of life. It means finding a different way to respond to the experiences throughout the day. It isn't a technique. It isn't something you do. It's a way of being, a lifestyle. You could say it's a faculty, maybe a skill set, or a quality of mind that we all have to some extent and can develop further through practice, as we know. It isn't a way to fix your problems. Mindfulness can help you address stress, anxiety, depression, or chronic pain, prepare you for childbirth, but it's not about fixing them. Mindfulness really means living with appreciation and curiosity. Then we can relate in new things, in new ways that trouble us, rather than trying to make them go away. Make sense? It isn't about doing things slowly. Mindfulness guidance courses, trainings include things like eating a raisin very slowly, drinking your coffee with attention, appreciation, and curiosity. Doing that helps you notice the details that you otherwise miss, or it shows up in our tendency to rush or do things while thinking about something else. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do everything slowly. Sometimes slower is worse, like when you're driving. And some people who have things to do really fast, like racing drivers and tennis players, are exceptionally mindful. When mindfulness, with it, things can feel slower even when things are moving quickly. It isn't about emptying your mind. Meditation doesn't mean emptying your mind of thoughts like a bucket. Mind produces thoughts. It's what we're built for. We have over 70,000 a day and keep producing them even when you're meditating. But you could still become calm and settled by learning to let thoughts go and choose the ones you want. And exploring your thoughts to see perhaps what's bugging you or even how your mind really works. It isn't Buddhist. The mindfulness practices in the trainings that I teach and what I've learned and share are drawn from Buddhism, but no one owns mindfulness. It's simply a capacity of the mind. That's why mindfulness is being re-expressed in secular forms. However, Buddhism embodies mindfulness within its own distinctive set of values and a wider path of liberation. And if that's what you're looking for, it's worth finding out more. It isn't scientific. Research into the effects of mindfulness and its impacts on the brain is impressive, as you know. It's a big part of what's bringing mindfulness into the mainstream. But although you can measure what mindfulness does, you can't measure what it is. That requires feeling, intuition, sensitivity. Measuring mindfulness is a science. Practicing it is an art, a lifestyle. It isn't difficult or easy. Mindfulness is simple. It's just that. But life is often complicated. So how does it work? The mindful approach is that you don't have to work out everything all at once. You just have to be aware and manage what's happening in the moment. So it isn't difficult, but it's also not easy. What's happening in the moment might be scary. So mindfulness requires patience and resolve, as well as an openness and gentleness, a curiosity, appreciation. It's not a fad. Mindfulness is certainly popular, but it is not a fad. Mindfulness is a quality of the mind. You often hear me say, protect your mind. It has always been there, and we're now learning to harness it in the secular contexts. And mindfulness is more and more relevant because it counters the speed, distractions, superficiality, and general mindlessness of so much of modern culture, which is causing an epidemic of mental strain and illness. Mindfulness is here to stay. So what does it look like, folks? Join my class this November 18th, Friday at 5:30 p.m. It'll be an hour long. You get to sit in the comfort of your home and just let the sound of my voice guide you. And you're going to feel yourself relax into such a peaceful state of being, in which we are always in. So once you get a taste of that inner peace, in that deep relaxation, things change. And you can embody that through everything. I'm going to share with you a story, if you're still here. So hello, who's here? Because I can't see anything on this video screen. How do I start it? All right. So there was a time years ago where I was pushed into a situation, pressured. So I made a choice. So the pressure comes in life, and you got to make a choice fast and quick. So I chose to sell cars. I'm a massage therapist. I'm in that world of meditation, massage, yoga. So to sell a car was literally not in my vibrations. And when I chose to go sell cars, it was for 6 months. It was the worst but greatest experience for me in that part of my life. I will honestly say, if I have to, I'll go back and sell cars, but it's definitely not my priority. So kudos to all of you selling cars, because it's quite an experience for me. When I was in that experience, I did not want to be there at all. And I had stayed in mindfulness in order to get through it and do what I had to do moment to moment, because it was so dreadfully hard to be there, get dressed up, put shoes on, actually put makeup on every day, long hours on your feet on those hard floors, talking with people, trying to fall in love with cars, trying to understand the whole the mechanics of a car, and then to voice it out to try to sell a car, right? Very hard to do when massage therapy in the human body is my nature, and that's everything I know. The point is that I was in that situation that I did not want to be in, but I had to stay there because that's the circumstances I was in, and I didn't have another way out of it yet. So I always knew that I'm going to stay here, I'm going to push through, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to embody this, and I'm going to do the best that I possibly can, even though my insides are screaming to get out. But this practice, this meditation, this mindfulness that I live in, that I am, was able to sustain me and give me the energy, power, breath, endurance, and peace to get through it. And then it changed, because as we know, all things change, circumstances change. I will leave you with that. Hopefully that story resonates with some of you and it helps. I understand how you feel. How does this help with pregnancy and childbirth? Well, the answers were in the mindfulness. So when we go through pregnancy, be in the moment. I loved being pregnant. I was in the moment to moment. Even though there were circumstances and people that I did not want in my world. But like that story I just shared with you, I had to embody the mindfulness, the practice to sustain and get through, knowing that things are going to change. And I'll be okay. And I'm very connected to my higher power, my God. It works for me. My faith is my everything too. And that, when you start learning how to be in peace, you're going to start learning this whole distinctive wisdom, this intelligence inside you that's always there. So the worries, the frustrations, the anxieties, the stress, the chronic pain, discomforts, you can help yourself with the mindfulness practice. I hope to see you November 18th at 5:30 p.m. right online, okay? And we'll move forward from there. Enjoy today. Comment below with anything you'd like to hear or talk about or share. And this is the community that you could soundboard in, that's safety and non-judgmental. Have a blessed Sunday. Thank you for watching.